Still have openings with the Cowboys, Jags, Jets, Raiders, and the Saints. And you start to wonder, what are these teams waiting for? Who are they waiting for? Now, if you're waiting for somebody who is still in the playoffs, then I can understand that. But Cliff Kingsbury, he says that he's comfortable being the offensive coordinator for the Commanders until you get a head coaching offer, and then maybe you're not as comfortable there. It's nice to have Jaden Daniels there, but Cliff Kingsbury would probably like another shot. I think he's only 45, but like another shot at being a head coach. It didn't go well the first time around with Arizona, but he has since been kind of a reclamation project here. You know, the same with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore got kicked to the curb by the Cowboys, went to the Chargers, and now he's with the Eagles. And I guess he might be the leading candidate for the Cowboys right now. But how old is Cliff Kingsbury? 36?
No, Kellen Moore, 36.
36.
Youngster.
Yeah. Cliff Kingsbury, I think, is in his 40s there. But you have openings here, Cowboys, Jags, Jets, Raiders, Saints. Aaron Glenn reportedly will get an offer from the Jets. Mike McCarthy, maybe he has his choice here. Maybe that's holding up the Jags and the Saints. The Raiders situation, the Raiders, by all accounts, wanted Ben Johnson, thought they were going to get Ben Johnson. Tom Brady spent an hour talking to Ben Johnson last week. And, you know, when they fired Antonio Pierce, I wasn't surprised. I said all along, Tom Brady's going to come in. He's going to be running the show. They fired him. And then they waited a couple days, and they fired their GM, Tom Telesco. And Telesco was only there for a year. And I thought, okay, you fired your coach, but then when you fire your GM, it feels like the coach you want to bring in wants to bring in his own GM, or at least have a collaborative effort here of let's decide this together of who is going to be the general manager. Did Tom Brady think that Ben Johnson was going to come to the Raiders, but he wanted to pick his own GM or at least help with that selection process? And if you're going to have somebody who's lined up just the way Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are with San Francisco with your coach and your GM, that makes a lot of sense. Well, Bears got him, and I think that's the big surprise. I think Tom Brady thought, hey, I'm going to spend time with him, and if he wants to bring in his own GM, then I'm going to let Tom Telesco go after 1 year. I don't know if they would have made these decisions if they didn't think they were, if they thought they weren't going to get Ben Johnson, would they have kept Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco at least another year? Maybe they got a bigger picture here. Maybe there's somebody else that they're waiting for, but it felt like they thought they were getting Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson said no to Tom Brady. He'll be introduced as the Bears head coach today. Everything's great right now. Everything's great. They got their coach, offensive-minded guy. You took him away from the Lions. Caleb Williams, yes, he's going to be Jaden Daniels. He's going to be C.J. Stroud. He's going to be somebody. You're ready to go. Oh, if only the season started tomorrow. We'd be ready to go. Paulie's Bears, they've done it. They've won the offseason again. Congratulations. Nobody wins the offseason like the Bears do. They won the offseason. There's no trophies that they hand out for winning the offseason, but if they did, the Bears trophy case would be packed.
Are we handing that trophy out today?
We can, if you want.
Off-season award winner for week?
You know what? Let me wait a week or so. Let me see what the Cowboys do. If the Cowboys get Dion, then they're probably going to win the offseason. I'm still amazed, though, that, you know, Jerry Jones falls in love. And he fell in love with Jason Garrett. Jason Witten, I think he's in love with. Dion, and he's going to have to bring somebody in to be able to coach his team. Jason Witten is not ready to do this. I think he's been a high school coach, and, of course, he was a great player. You bring back Kellen Moore, who you had. Do you have any chance at getting Dion? That seems to have simmered down a little bit. Doesn't mean it won't happen, because with Jerry, he might say, oh, damn it, all right, I'm going to bring in Dion. And then you bring in Deion Sanders. Then everybody's going to go, wow, that's a genius move. But in the meantime, like, unless it's Dion, I think we're going to go, okay. Right? Now, we did that with Dan Quinn with Washington, but Washington doesn't have the worldwide appeal of the Cowboys. When the Cowboys make a decision, and everybody takes note. Washington was like, okay, Dan Quinn. Well, good luck. Team won 4 games. Now, all of a sudden, we're looking at Dan Quinn like he's Lombardi. Like, man, the Cowboys, they missed on him. Okay. Probably a few other teams decided that they didn't want Dan Quinn to come in and be their head coach. But he's done a wonderful job there. Now, we always look at what's the result, the end result, and we go, how could you pass on him? He was right there. Well, they did, and other teams did as well. But Dan Quinn, probably thrilled that he's in Washington and that they're in the NFC title game.